So for the inside of the throat, for like your guys' purposes, I'm still getting sporadic blisters. The doctor didn't understand why I'm still getting the blisters, but they just pop up randomly. The MB-2, that's a miracle worker, I think. Because as soon as I get the blister, I go through the regimen. I do the recovery spray and then the MB-2 on there. They go away pretty quickly. So I'm
Indeed.
very grateful for your guys' stuff.
Diana's cancer journey began 7 years ago with a diagnosis of cervical and uterine cancer. More recently, she has been facing two separate cancers: squamous cell carcinoma at the base of her neck and thyroid cancer. She has undergone 4 major surgeries, including partial tongue removal, a thyroidectomy, extensive lymph node dissections, and an attempted larynx repair. She was undergoing a 6-week course of radiation, 30 treatments total, for her tongue cancer, while managing healing complications from multiple surgical sites, including her neck, arm, and leg. Diana wanted to explore the use of NeoGenesis products and was interested in participating in a case study to support her recovery, overall skin health, and help reduce the irritation in her mouth and throat during this difficult time.
These products, I believe, have really been the lifesaver. Like if I didn't just find you guys, all of the all of the stuff I see with my own eyeballs and then the research I did, I mean, I think today would be a completely different story if I wasn't using your guys' stuff. So, uh, I'm a believer. And if for some crazy reason I have to go through this regimen again, I'm definitely going to call you guys because my skin needs you. The barrier cream, uh, I think at the worst of it, my skin, my body was just soaking it in. And like now I can still feel a difference putting it on. I felt a big difference using your guys' stuff. Hopefully I don't have to go through all of this stuff again. I've had a lot of people coming through my door and I've showed them your guys' stuff. You've made a believer out of me for sure. I even think that using this stuff on my face, I felt a big difference, even on the stuff that didn't have the radiation, like my eye bags. I was like, ooh, look at that. So, and I really think that it softened it up. So I don't know if I haven't been using it, I might have, looked like a belt by now. I don't know. Like that's the last thing. I don't want to look like a patient. I already feel I have all these negative feels already. I don't want to have to look like that and then have to explain everything. That's the last thing I want to do is talk about my problems to, somebody walking up saying, "Oh my God, look at you." Yeah, I want them to say, "Look at you. You look nice." I mean, those are the compliments that I'm getting. I don't want to look like a patient when I feel like a patient, you know.
So true. So true.
So, I think you guys have helped me look fabulous this whole time.
Love it.
And
Love it.
like I was really worried about like the scar tissue, I feel is amazing, but the changing of the skin color, that was a huge thing. And I believe that you guys had like it had evened it out. Because I had blotchy, the darkness, and I saw, that 1 week that I ran out of your product. I don't know if you guys remember that.
No.
And then, oh my God, that was a 9-day difference. And it took a hot minute before my skin could keep up, like catch up, I guess, because it was only a week that I didn't have it. But my skin had gotten very blotchy, and you could see where the radiation was. But it has evened out tremendously. And just to brag about the spray in the leg, when that was my leg that was open for a very long time. And that spray, I just used it for like at the very beginning, and all of a sudden it started scabbing up. That's what I was like, ooh, maybe you guys are onto something with that one. And that's really what made me the believer for the mouth and the sores because I was very questionable on putting that stuff in my mouth.
Mhm.
But just seeing on how it worked on my leg with my own eyeballs, I'm spraying that all over. So it's starting to like I don't know, the color's changing. Like it's trying to become like real skin. And then my arm, that's gone through a lot of changes too. And in
Mhm.
the middle, I don't, you probably can't see too much on the pictures, but just right in the middle of my arm, like the feeling of it, like that has made a big difference. Like, so I believe that that's actually helping with that as well. Just the
Yeah.
color and then the bump is like it's trying
Mhm.
to even out. I didn't need a feeding tube. You know, everybody argued with me and wanted me to have a feeding tube before I left the hospital. And I said, no, let's wait and see if I have to have it. So everybody in my case, they're like, no, you have to have a feeding tube. Well, guess what? I talked the whole time and I ate the whole time on my own, right? So I was doing something different than the rest of the people, apparently. But I do put that with you guys because that was still the blister control on the inside and the outside of the pain, you know? Um, so I have to give you guys credit for that too.
Well,
Like
thank
that's a
you.
big deal. Like I'm the one using your stuff and they're not. And unfortunately, they're the ones that need the feeding tube, right? And they lost their voice in the meantime. So I'm doing it's a cancer care thing with the massage school. And just talking to them about your guys' product because, you know, they work with a lot of cancer patients, right? But seeing the skincare regimens, like they even were like, hey, you know, they thought I wasn't, you know, pretty well off with my skin. They had to ask, like, what are you doing different? Like, so yes, I gave them all your guys' information too. Spread the word. I felt like everybody else in the rat race. But since I survived it, I feel that, you know, um, I don't know, I ran across you guys for a reason. Stuff happens for
Mhm.
a reason, right?
It
So,
does.
yeah. And with all of this said and done, my big thing is I want to open like a wellness center at the gym, and I would love to offer these products to you guys, like to my clients as well. Like, I'm not a doctor, I was a nurse, but I just want to bring the wellness and keep everybody healthy so they don't have to go through what I went through. You know what I mean? I'm here, I lived through it. I don't know the good, the bad, the ugly, there's all of it. I haven't met anybody personally that has gone through, you know, the exact same thing as me. But like I said, the research and just seeing other people like I, you know, with breast cancer and that kind of stuff, like we need products like this. And the
Yeah.
whole gifting thing, I greatly am, you know, appreciative. Like I'm very grateful for all of that because at that time, you know, with those stupid injections, those were $3,000 a piece, and I had to pay for that out of pocket just to get for my thyroid cancer because the insurance didn't cover it. Like that's the stupidest thing ever. That's why cancer patients die. You know what I mean? Like I went
Hmm.
through a lot of, you know, very crabby moments on why is this even a thing? You tell me I can't work, but yet you want me to pay for all of this stuff. So you guys really helped me in a time of need. And I own a gym and people look at me like I'm supposed to have, you know, all of this extra everything. And no, I don't. I have 5 kids and I own a business and, you know, I'm just an average Joe. And yeah, that $6,000 broke me.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I don't know, the gifting program and you guys helping out with that is huge. So I'm very grateful for all of that.